you've no choice but to just like voice out more, because it even creates and opens like more doors for you and like for everybody else for them to do it, which is so crazy. Because that's like the craziest thing you can do right now is like it doesn't matter. Like for me, if I'm doing something, I'm doing it fully. It doesn't matter like the steps that will be involved or anything. At times I might like be quiet. Others I might be like just moving around and like experiencing and like just feeling the nature and the voices that it has to say, because that's the biggest thing that is there. Like considering how we are talking about the nature itself without nothing else, because that's how we were brought here, like with zero knowledge of anything. So everything that we know or that we are exposed to, that was something that was there before. But now you had to tune in like to that frequency for you like to get it and understand what it is in a way that it still affects you in the most basic way. And now you can't just like run away from it. So now you just know how to live with it, so that again it's not against going, you're not going against the flow, right? It's going with the flow. That's why I'm so bad at phrasing things. I don't know. I mean, that's just how it is. It's so crazy, but now I know now. If I say it's bad, it depends on who I'm phrasing it to. But if I'm doing it for myself, like it's just me. I phrase it like the best and how I need it to be for me, like to understand it in a way. Because that was the craziest thing. Because when you're growing up, probably you were told, "Hey, don't do this," and now that thing like hit you like fast. And now everything that you try to do right now after that trend or that incident that happened there, so now you keep on doing this. Now every time you have to ask for permission, like a child. Now everything, you just now put in this box like a little like kitten, so that now you can be like controlled and like maneuvered and like pampered in a way like for it to make sense, right? Yeah, so that like you can now come and serve like lick their toes in how you want, which is so crazy. Because now you have like to be so strong and so crazy and so unforgiving that if someone ever dares like to cross that road again, like they know. But you first set the rules again, as I said, you can't just keep quiet and expect me to know something. Again, if we are working together, that's why I say I barely like have like to interact with like stupid people. I know that's the right word I use there, because at times you have like to call it what it is for it to make sense, or for it like to hit like the right spot of it, because you're actually doing it like that. It makes no sense. So you just put it there like, so that now it's like the craziest thing that they ever had, but they actually know it was coming, but they just denied like to see it, which is so crazy. Because every time I sit back and reflect about how crazy this thing has been, it makes no sense, because this one has been the craziest. Because every day is like it's an advanced level to it. So I can just sit back and relax about reminiscing about how good the yesterday was. While today I'm being given a new one with a new slate, completely empty now. It's like a coloring book. I'll have like to color it myself, which is so crazy. You have all the crayons you want in this world. So, and the ideas now, they're all built in. So you're just given this tool now to make it the coloring work, right? Yeah, it's so crazy though. I need to think of it, because every day, like, you just discover and uncover new ideas every single day. It doesn't matter. Even if it doesn't matter the place that you are, even if you are like locked up in a room, you still find purpose in that room. It's so crazy because you can't actually lack purpose anywhere you go. It's so crazy because you don't even like try to look at it as purpose anymore, but as daily living. But now that's why now they like lie to you that there's something like purpose, which is crazy, so that now you can be tied up to this. And again, as I say, like once they box you in that like own room of like identity of something, that's when now you like dwell. And that's how the dogs are called. Like if you want to train it, like you just ring a bell like at an intervals. It depends. It's just like music in timing. When you're like singing, like you have to count the numbers, right? You have to have timing, which is called tempo in music terms. Now the tempo can just exist alone, right? Now within the tempo, now you put like your rhythm in it, which now makes the whole groove alive. And now you can at least nod to it in a way. And it's so crazy because you don't need a groove, first of all. But now if you need it to be like notable, now the rhythm that you put inside the groove is what makes sense. You know, that's just the rhythm now. I haven't talked about the other things, but now the rhythm is what gets everything alive, is what moves the groove, right? And now with the right rhythm now, I mean, you just like play with the spaces. Something like you can call it syncopation. Some crazy shit, like you can even check like, what is it called? It's called like the spaces, the breathing space, like how artists use, right? They have like spaces to them, which makes it all make sense. If they're doing something, they have spaces to them. So they're just there, just moving and doing this without worrying about anything, without worrying about what will happen, but about actually them being in the process all through and just doing this thing. Because there's the nature of like doing it without stopping, and still like you taking regular breaks from it. So that now you can also like try other new flavors of it, which now makes it, now when you come back to this one that you're still doing, it's still fresh as fuck, which is so crazy because that's now how good it feels now to always like keep on changing this, like in terms of like that's why the animal that amazes me in nature is the chameleon, because how quick like it can touch like my body and it instantly like reflects or turns into that color without even needing anything else. Like sitting on this blue here, which is crazy, and now it just turns into the blue. Now once it moves to the black, now it's gone. It's almost like invisible. You can't see it. It's so amazing because that's the craziest concept right now that is had me like turn heads, like trying to decipher all these things, because that's how now people try to like give meaning to life. You can't just give it meaning, it keeps on changing. You just need to adapt to it and like enjoy it in the process, because the craziest thing that I wouldn't say the mistake that I did, but it was one thing that all the place that I had been stuck to is me trying to like decipher everything, find meaning, like earlier in the days. But nowadays it just exists. Even now, once I see something that looks like has no meaning, it even makes sense. Like I'm even like transcended into like another frequency, like realm of it, that I get to like experience it the most.